This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Worst case scenario for me, but for the Edmonton Oilers, maybe not. Big news today on day 2 of NHL free agency. TYSON Barrie and the Edmonton Oilers joining forces for a deal that looks like it'll be just shy of $4 million for 1 year. That reported 3 minutes ago on my Twitter timeline by Darren Dreger of TSN. So my friends, that is a huge signing. That gets our defenseman. Now, the last question is a goaltender, and I think now it is clearly evident that it is most likely Aaron Dell that will be the Oilers' backup goaltender to Mikko Koskinen this upcoming season. But let me get you the information from Darren Dreger on TYSON Barrie here, as that's really, I'm going to try and break this as fast as possible because you know me. I don't just give you 3 minutes on a topic. I try to give you as much as I possibly can. So let's get to it. TYSON Barrie signs. Bing, bang, boom. Let's go there, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are getting crazy close to 8,000 all of a sudden. I just realized that this morning. So do that if you can. And this is the tweet, like I said, 3 minutes ago. I didn't even lie. See, that's how fast we're moving in this video about TYSON Barrie becoming an Edmonton Oiler. Well, closing in on a 1-year agreement, being finalized, likely just shy of $4 million. That is your news. Look at this. I'll flash it a billion times right here. Have a little bit of fun. So, we've already talked about TYSON Barrie previously here on the channel, and I said the Oilers have absolutely no reason to sign a guy like TYSON Barrie, but I guess they do. If they are signing him, they do. My theory was based on offensive zone starts and basically his lack of defense or lack of capability to understand what defense is, whatever it is. Based on what I saw him playing as in a Toronto Maple Leafs uniform, it was not pretty, and therefore I was very leery to get going towards anything exciting for TYSON Barrie and the Edmonton Oilers. But hey, you know what? I'll take this. It's another big move, and hey, at least I get to talk to you once again today on Saturday before the big old Thanksgiving meal later this evening. So let's get down to breaking TYSON Barrie down a little bit more. He had 39 points in 70 games for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So yes, I was anti-TYSON Barrie because of defense, but if you're looking for a guy to quarterback the power play, you're looking for a guy to score points 5-on-5, and you're looking for a guy to make a difference, yeah, TYSON Barrie is the guy. Only problem is, he is a right-hand shot, so I don't see where TYSON Barrie exactly fits into the Dave Tippett system of things, because you have Larson, you have Bear, and probably Bouchard, but yeah, sure, okay, you can put Barrie in there, but are you going to pay Barrie, what, just under $4 million a season to end up being your third pair defenseman? No. Are you going to make Ethan Bear your third pair defenseman? No. Are you going to make Adam Larson your third pair defenseman? No. None of that makes sense to me. However, maybe somewhere in this there's another move coming, and obviously if the Edmonton Oilers are looking to sign a goalie for more than $1 million, you would have to find space somewhere else. So the Edmonton Oilers and TYSON Barrie on a 1-year showcase himself deal according to Mark Spector, and this is interesting there for everything. Details to come, so I'm going to try and talk for as long as I can until we get the numbers on this. But yeah, everybody already reacting. Essentially what it looks like, a $6 million offer was turned down by TYSON Barrie so as he could join the Edmonton Oilers. That is massive. Okay, everybody was talking about Jacob Markstrom and Braden Holtby turning down good offers from the Oilers to join other teams. Now you have TYSON Barrie turning down a potential of $2.1, $2.2 million more for a season to join other teams and instead come to the Edmonton Oilers. And I think realistically for TYSON Barrie, it is exactly a points-driven thing, right? You look at these points and you look at where his power play points come from. He had a goal and 11 assists on the power play. 12 of his 39 points on the power play in 70 games played with the Leafs. You find him passing the puck to either a Draisaitl or a McDavid, 5-on-5, 5-on-4, 5-on-3. Good things are going to happen without a doubt for a guy like TYSON Barrie in the points department. And this is very much so, as much as it is a stopgap measure for the Oilers, it is a very, very smart play by TYSON Barrie. Why wouldn't you go out there and get Norris Trophy candidate numbers in terms of offense with the Edmonton Oilers to go bolster your value somewhere else next season? because I really don't think Tyson Barrie's here after this upcoming season. That's if we're looking at all things being equal, Tyson Barrie is not going to be a long-term Oiler. This is a 1 year, get the job done, offset Clefbaum's loss, and put some points in the lineup. And Tyson Barrie, a guy that through his career has played a majority of games in a season, right? Obviously, 70, 78, 68, and 17, 18, that's a dip. 74, 78, 80 over the past several seasons. That's solid numbers for Tyson Barrie in terms of games played compared to a guy like Oscar Clefbaum. So yes, he should be getting the points, but at the same rate, the points totals are there. 59 points 2 years ago, 57 the year before, 38, 49, 53, 38. You look at those numbers, those are important numbers on the Oilers blue line, because one thing I've talked about the Oilers blue line for the past 2 years is the defensive struggle for goal scoring and offensive production. And yes, I don't like Tyson Barrie for the defense side of things. I will never say Tyson Barrie at this point, till proven otherwise, will solve the Oilers' issues on the back end defensively. But offensively, this is a very good move. Very good move. You can't go wrong here offensively. And I guess if I'm going to sit here and talk about the move, I do have to say what the pros and cons are to it. And I've focused heavily on the pros, so that is what it is. But I will get you a couple of details here on Tyson Barrie on the defensive side of the puck, because you need to know that as well. Tyson Barrie, I don't think he's much of a penalty killer, so keep that in mind as well. But in the playoffs, he had a big old blank sheet, 5 games played, 0 points for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He had 8 points in 12 games in 18-19 for the Colorado Avalanche. He's been consistently a guy who scores about 0.66 points per game in the playoffs. That's good news for us as well. But you look at these possession metrics, the guy has not had a season in which he has started below 58.2% of the time in the offensive zone. So that's the minimum he started his shifts in the past 4 years is 58.2% of the time in the defensive or offensive zone. And you look at that, right, is still in 16-17, is that the season? 15-16. So 15-16 is the last time he had a start rate below 50% in the offensive zone. And he ended up being a -16 that year, but still generating 49 points. The guy's been all across the map in the minus department in the past several years, but just kind of a good little barometer of how that all works for the Edmonton Oilers and Tyson Barrie. So yeah, we're just waiting for official word. Barrie signing would buy the Oilers time to be patient with Evan Bouchard. That is another thing we need to talk about, is the fact that, yeah, Evan Bouchard, we kind of discussed how the right side of the ice lines up for the Oilers. Evan Bouchard is that guy on the right side pushing in for that map bending spot. Now you have Tyson Barrie in there, but here's the thing, right? Look at it this way. If Larson, Bear, or Barrie go down due to injury, one of those 3 guys go down to injury on the right side, guess who comes up and plays all those games and gets that NHL experience? Evan Bouchard. And if you want to look at how that kind of experience helped a guy like Ethan Bear prior to making his full-time NHL debut last season, it is immense to see what a stretch of like 5, 10 to 11 games replacing somebody and just being able to showcase your skills in a role you're not expected to produce. You're just expected to be a stopgap measure. That is huge for a guy like Evan Bouchard, and this is probably exactly the perfect season to do it. The last season before he's really expected to be an impact player in the NHL, and if he gets that time to be exactly what he wants to be, that could be huge. Just, there is no other word for it. So let me see if I can find any information here on Tyson Barrie. There seems to be nothing else. Tyson Barrie closing in on 1-year deal, and this is about it as I can find it. But yeah, so Tyson Barrie and the Edmonton Oilers closing in on a deal just under $4 million for the season. That, according to Darren Dreger. I will update if there's anything major I miss. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Edmonton Oilers and Tyson Barrie end up doing here. So ladies and gentlemen, give me 5 extra seconds to see if I can find Cap Friendly and see if they've written it down. They haven't. So ladies and gentlemen, I will tune out and I will catch you if anything becomes official. If not, this video doesn't become official, but if not, this video stands. Tyson Barrie is an Edmonton Oiler, and ladies and gentlemen, the Oilers have found their new quarterback power play specialist on the back end. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one.